Hello, dear children. I hope all of you are fine and keeping good health. And I also hope that you are revising whatever has been taught earlier. So, we were on page number 96 of Act 3, Scene 2. So, as here you have seen that Graciano wants to get married to Nerissa and he's asking permission from Bassanio to get married on the same day. Bassanio is very happy and very willingly says that he'll be honored if Graciano also gets married on the same day. It will be an honorable feast, an honorable day. He'll be honored to have the wedding of Graciano and Nerissa also on the same day. So the feast will be more grand and wonderful. So here Graciano sees that there is someone coming the way and he sees someone coming. He says, "Who is this coming here? Is it Lorenzo and his infidel?" So he sees someone coming and then he could guess that they are known to him. He says, "Is it Lorenzo and his infidel?" Infidel means non believer, as given in the reference here. Non believer. Actually, the Christians call the Jews infidels. Infidelity means unfaithfulness or disloyalty. So here it means that the Jewish people they didn't follow the Christian doctrine, and that is why they were called infidels. Same thing Graciano says. Here comes Lorenzo, and his infidel means a non-believer or the Jew, you can say. What and my old Venetian friend? Then he says that there is another person along with them. He says, and who is this? It seems to me my old Venetian friend. Celario. So Celario is also coming along with Lorenzo and Jessica, and they enter the scene here. Bassanio is welcoming them. Lorenzo and Celario he says, "Welcome here, welcome to this place." So now, as you know, that Portia has transferred everything on Bassanio's name by putting a ring on his finger, and here Bassanio is now the master of the mansion of that place. And here is welcoming his friend Lorenzo and Celario. He says, "You are welcome here to this place. If that the youth of my new interest you have power to bid you welcome." He says, "If my newly acquired claim and right to welcome you to this place gives me the permission, then I welcome you wholeheartedly to this place." So what he means here that newly acquired claim means at present he has received. It means very shortly he has received the right to be the master of the place. He says, "If my this newly acquired claim to this place, to call it my place and to call myself the master of this mansion and this place. So if this newly acquired claim gives me the right to welcome you to this place, then I welcome you here wholeheartedly." And then he looks towards Portia and he says, "By your leave, by your permission, I bid my dear friends and my countrymen, sweet Portia, welcome." So now on behalf of Portia, he is welcoming them. He says, "If you give me permission, then I would like to welcome my friends and my countrymen to this place by welcoming them as sweet Portia welcome," means on her behalf also is welcoming them. Portia says, "So do I, my lord." What she means? She means to say that I also welcome them to this place willingly and wholeheartedly and cordially. They are entirely welcome. They are wholeheartedly or cordially welcome to this place, or they are fully welcome to this place. It means Portia says that I am also willingly welcoming them to this place wholeheartedly. Lorenzo says, "I thank your honor. For my part, my lord, my purpose was not to have seen you here." Now Lorenzo is speaking to Bassanio. He says, "I thank your honor. I thank you for this warm and cordial welcome." He says, "As far as I am concerned, I was not having any intention to visit you at this place here." So he didn't have the intention to visit, he's telling Bassanio. But he says he met with Celario by the way, means by chance he met Celario on the way. And Celerio did entreat me. Entreat means he begged of me. He earnestly requested me. Past all saying, nay, means despite of my refusals, despite of my continuous arguments that no, I'm not willing to go, I don't want to go, I don't have any intention to go. So despite my refusals, he begged of me to come along with him to this place. Though I didn't have any intention, he begged of me to come along with him, so I have accompanied him and I've come to this place. Celerio says, yes, my lord, I did it. He is right, I did so. And I have reason for it, and I also have a reason for doing so. He says, Senor Antonio means the gentleman, the gentle Lord Antonio commends him to you, means he has sent his greetings to you. The noble Lord Antonio has sent his greetings to you. And then saying this, he gives Bassanio a letter. So Antonio has sent him a letter. So Bassanio says, I hope this letter, I pray you, tell me how my good friend doth. He says, before I open this letter, please tell me, dear Celerio, how is my dear friend? I want to know how is he. Celerio says, he is not sick, my lord, unless it be in his mind. He is not sick unless it is in his mind. And he is not well also, unless it is in his mind. What this means in his mind? It means that two things are there, you see. One is physical wellness and one is mental. So if your mind is sound, if nothing is disturbing you, no disturbing thoughts, nothing is tormenting you, if there's no anxiety in your mind, no worries, no troubles, no disturbing thoughts, then you will feel physically also healthy. So it is said that a sound mind has a sound body, or a sound body has a sound mind. So both go together. It means that is what Celerio is saying, that he is not sick. It means physically he is not sick, he is fine. He has no bodily ailments. But you cannot say that he is not well also completely, because he appears to be disturbed. He is in a melancholic mood. He is disturbed. He is thinking and worried over something. So you cannot say that completely he is well. His letter there will show you his estate, and when you read the letter of his, you will come to know his present condition. And Bassanio starts reading the letter. While he is reading, Graciano tells Nerissa to welcome Jessica. Graciano says, Nerissa, cheer yon stranger. Nerissa, go and be courteous to the strange lady. Yon means that. So Graciano is telling Nerissa, telling her to go and cheer. Cheer means go and be courteous and cordially welcome that stranger. So who's the stranger here? That is Jessica. Go and welcome her cordially to this place. And then he wants to shake hands with Celerio. He says, your hand, Celerio. For a handshake, he's saying, and they shake hands. And then he's asking, what's the news from Venice? What is the latest news from Venice? And how doth the royal merchant good Antonio? What is the latest news from Venice? And how is the royal merchant, my good Antonio? How is he? I know he'll be glad of our success. I know that he'll be very happy, delighted when he comes to know about our success. Now here success refers to his success. It refers to the success of Bassanio winning Portia in the lottery of caskets. So he says, we are the Jasons, we have won the fleece. Graciano says, we are the Jasons and we have won the golden fleece. So remember the reference earlier I told you in the Greek and classical mythology, it is the story is there of Jason, who was a brave person, Greek hero. So he went to acquire the golden fleece that was in Colchis, kingdom of Colchis. So he went along with his companions to win the golden fleece. And the golden fleece was tied on the bark of an oak tree which was guarded by a dragon. So by the help of his wife Medea, he succeeded in obtaining the golden fleece. And the comparison, as I told you earlier, it is given there. The golden fleece was compared to golden fleece. Portia is like the golden fleece. And the suitors, the prince and other important people who are coming to try their luck to win Portia, they are like Jason. Just like Jason going to Colchis to win the golden fleece, the people, the suitors were coming to try their luck to win the golden fleece, that is Portia. So that is what Graciano says, that we are the Jasons because we won the golden fleece, that is Portia. Bassanio won Portia, so we are the Jasons, we have won the fleece, the golden fleece. Celerio to this says, I wish that you had won the gold. The fleece means the gold that he hath lost. He refers to Antonio. I wish, dear friend, that you had won the gold that Antonio had lost. And then they go aside and they talk to each other while Portia watches Bassanio, who is reading the letter. Now, Bassanio is reading the letter very carefully, and Portia looking at him, at his expressions, at his mood, and she is trying to observe what are the contents of the letter. So here Portia says that there are some shrewd contents in yon same paper. Some shrewd means it seems that there are some unpleasant words that this letter contains. Why she says so? That steals the color from Bassanio's cheek. So she has answered it here. She says there are some unpleasant words in this letter. I am very sure there are some unpleasant words there because they have stolen the redness. Color means color of the cheek is generally or usually red. So there are some unpleasant words in this letter because the redness from Bassanio's cheeks have vanished. So she is very sure that there are some unpleasant words. And then she is trying to guess what can be the news that has taken away the redness from Bassanio's cheek. She says maybe some dear friend of his died. Maybe it is informing him about the death of some near and dear friend. Otherwise, she says that nothing in this world could turn so much the constitution of any constant man. Otherwise, nothing in this world, it means nothing else in this world could change the color of the cheeks or the mood of such a constant man, means such a firm-minded person like Bassanio. He is a constant man, he is a firm-minded or a normal person. So nothing else in this world could disturb him so much, take away the redness from his cheeks and change his mood so quickly. I am very sure that there is some bad news about the death of his friend. That is why this is his condition. And then she watches and says, now the color of his skin is turning pale. It means the redness has vanished, and the color of the skin is turning pale, means white or colorless, you can say. She says, what? It is turning worse and worse. With leave, Bassanio, she said, with your permission, Bassanio, I want to speak something. I want to say that I am half yours. It means now you and I are one. And she says, and I must freely have the half of anything that this paper brings you. Since now we are one, I should be a sharer of the news, the contents that this letter has. So I should be a sharer in everything as we are one now. So tell me, what are the unpleasant words that have made you so anxious? I want to be a sharer. I want to know about the news that has disturbed you so much. So Bassanio to this says, oh sweet Portia, addressing her as sweet Portia, says, here are a few of unpleasant words that ever blotted paper. He says, Dear Portia, here are some of the unpleasant words that have ever stained, and blotted means stained a paper. It is given here the meaning, you can see, spoiled a paper. Just like the ink, when it spills over paper, it is spoiled or blotted or stained. So he says, Oh dear Portia, here are a few of the unpleasant words that can ever be written on a piece of paper. Gentle lady, he says, when I first imparted my love to you, when I first told you about my love for you, I freely told you, I told you honestly that all the wealth that I have, it ran in my veins. So when I expressed my true love for you very honestly, at first I told you itself that whatever wealth I possess, it runs in my veins, means it is my noble birth. It is given here, you can see it was in my blood, it means noble birth. So Bassanio at beginning, as he's saying here, he told Portia very honestly that whatever wealth I possess, it means not in money, not in gold or silver. The wealth that I have is my noble birth. I belong to a good family, a noble family. I have a noble upbringing. So I am a gentleman from birth. That he told. And he says, when I said this, I was a gentleman. When I told you this, I spoke like a gentleman. And then I spoke the truth. I told you the truth. And he said, but still, dear lady, I would rate myself at nothing. You shall see how much I was a braggart. But still, I think I was not telling you the truth. Still, I valued my wealth. I was, in a way, a braggart means exaggerating, means boasting. I was still boasting. I should have told you that my state was nothing, that I have less than nothing. I have nothing at all. And I should then have told you that I was worse than nothing. That is what he says. That was the time I think that I was still valuing myself when I told you that whatever I have runs in my veins. It is my noble birth, nothing else I possess. But I think still I was bragging. I should have told you that I have less than nothing. For indeed, he says, I have engaged myself to a dear friend. For the truth is that I have bound my friend to his enemy, engaged my friend to his mere enemy. He says, I have engaged myself to a dear friend means I made my friend to oblige to give me and get me a loan, and my friend has done this thing. But in doing so, what he has done, in a way, I have engaged my friend. I have involved my friend into a rift with his enemy because his enemy was looking for a chance to get Antonio involved in something so that he will take revenge of the previous happenings. He says, now Bassanio is feeling guilty. He says, I am responsible, it is due to me that my friend had to oblige to get me a loan from a money lender, but that money lender is a bitter enemy of my friend. So, in a way, what I have done, my friend, for my sake, has pledged his life to his bitter enemy. He has put his life at stake, at risk for my sake. And he has done this just to feed my means. It means just to satisfy my means so that I'll get money. He says, here is a letter, lady. The paper is the body of my friend, and this letter, he says, this letter is like the body of my friend. And every word that is written here is like a gaping wound. Gaping means an open wound. Wound means a cut on the skin in the flesh that is having a big gap, a gaping wound. So this paper is like the body. Now see how personification is used, the figure of speech. Paper is considered to be the body of my friend, and every word that is written, even the words are personified, they are gaping wounds. So issuing live blood. So this paper is like the body of my friend, and every word is like an open wound from which blood is oozing. Live blood is given here from which live blood is pouring. He says, but it is true, Celerio. Hath all his ventures failed? But Bassanio is asking Celerio, tell me, is it the truth that all his business undertakings have failed? What, not one hit? What, he says, not even one has achieved its objective. Has all his business undertakings failed? Then he is asking, so many ships went to different places of Antonio. Now with rich merchandise, the rich ships, it went to Tripolis. So not one has returned from Tripolis, from Mexico, England, Lisbon, Barbary and India. So many places Antonio sent his merchant ships to export goods. So he's asking, has all his business undertakings failed? Not even one ship has returned back successful in business, and not one vessel has escaped the dreadful touch of merchant marring rocks. So I told you about the good winds, where the water is shallow. Sometimes the ships were drifted in that direction because they were driven by the winds. The sails had to be adjusted. Sometimes winds were strong and the ships were driven towards the narrow water, narrow seas. That is the good winds or the English Channel. So the water is shallow there, and the heavy ships, what they do? They sink into the sand. And there are rocks also beneath the surface of water. So they clash with the rocks, split into pieces, and get buried in the sand, or they run aground, you say. So he's asking, not even one of his ship could escape the terrible touch of those rocks that ruin merchants. It means that all his ships are wrecked, not even one could successfully return back. So the rest of the part we'll do later. Just go through whatever has been explained. Thank you.